We got something hot for you today. No, not me, the chilies. I want to do a little bit of an experiment with this video. We want to embed a fresh organic and a dried organic and show you over time what the difference is between those and why it is so important to dry all your organics, whether it's something like a piece of fruit or whether it's a branch, leaf, flowers, insects, all those things that are organic that have moisture items in them. So we'll show you what we've got and then what we're going to do. All right, so let's get started now. I have mixed up a batch of our ResiCast. If you want to refer to our measuring and mixing video, please check the link below. I'm setting that aside for the moment because what I want to do with my chilies, so what I have done, I've got two sets. I've got a dried set and a very fresh set. So I have had my dried set drying in silica gel for about 5 weeks now. Now, if you want to refer to how we dry, please also check out the video in the link below. But once I put these in my silicone mold here, I've just got a little divider in between, and that's purely because I want to use it from the same batch and the same mold, so the same size is comparable to each set, whether it's the dried chili or the fresh chili. I have poured a little bit of cast in here yesterday already because I don't want the chilies touching the base of the silicone mold. I want them completely encased in resin. But now that that has firmed up, I need to be able to tack down my chilies, and I'm using our Resi Ultra Cure to do so, to keep them in position so when I pour the rest of my ResiCast that I've mixed up here over the top, they're not going to float. So I'm going to get to and do that with our Ultra Cure and our UV black lamp that we've got to cure our resin. I only need a little bit just to tack them down into place. So I'm going to use our full dried chili and this guy here, which I've halved and kept together. So that's what I'm going to embed on my right hand side. And when I'm using my UV resin, I just want to make sure that I'm just tacking it down at the points that are just touching my resin. The object is touching, so the chili up the end and the stem up the opposite end, just to keep it in position. And the same goes for my halves. Now I've noticed it's the center of the halves that are touching the resin, so I'm going to just dribble it down there so it touches both the chili and the resin underneath on both sides, because the stem isn't actually touching on this one. And we'll hold our UV lamp on it for about 5 minutes. While I'm doing that, I'm going to sit my fresh chilies in the same position on what is my left side here. So that way we're replicating each pour an item so we can keep as many similarities as possible and then show you the difference as the weeks progress with this piece. Just going to pop that down for a second and position our chili. Okay, so I've secured both my dried chilies and my fresh chilies in here with the Resi Ultra Cure. Now I know that they're secured because I can tip this upside down and they're not releasing, so I'm happy with where they are. So what I'm going to do now is top up around them with our ResiCast, which I've already pre-mixed, and then we are going to let them dry and do their thing. And I just want to pour slowly so I don't trap too many bubbles, especially in around the seeds of the chilies. And in the dried chilies, the ends of the ones that I've cut in half have curled in a little bit. And I guess these are the things you have to consider when you are drying certain objects as well, what they come out like, the color changes, the shape changes when you are drying them. And they don't look as perfect and pretty as the bright, vibrant, plump, fresh chilies. But the thing is, this is what happens to a fair amount of your organics, and you do have to consider that versus trying to embed fresh ones that look great, and then you'll see the result. And we'll be able to show you that. We're going to do progress shots over the next weeks coming, possibly into the months, depending on how quickly the fresh one progresses. But you'll actually see the difference in why we dry your organics and then embed them versus embedding fresh ones, and it'll be quite surprising. So I've topped up both sides pretty equal here. There's a few bubbles in it. They will come up and they will release. So I'm going to let this cure. With the cast, it takes 2 to 3 days. I have poured it a touch deeper, so I'm assuming that that's going to accelerate along the tiniest bit. So I do feel that this will be cured in sort of 24 to 48 hours, more likely. But it's an interesting little example, and it's to show you guys how important it is to dry any of your organics that you are embedding into resin. So stay tuned and watch along, but if you do have any comments along the way, leave them below and make sure you do like and subscribe.